A Florida congressman says that there could be 5 to 6 weeks of LWA in every state, and he wasn't using a Larry Kudlow calculator. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LALATE with, wow, incredible great news about LWA. Thank you for tuning in. This is Afternoons LALATE, our 2-hour programming block that starts every day at 3:30 with the check, then hazard pay, then FPUC, and then rent. In a day in which it's insanely hot here in Los Angeles. I'm back outside again, and there are fires here in Southern California. You know, not particularly close, but the sky is very blackened above me. Hope you're good and safe. This is part of our 3.5-hour programming schedule every day on LALATE. Big exciting news about LWA, and I just, every hour there's a new. It's just like the carnival. Every hour it's like, okay, the clown comes out. It's like, here's another balloon for you from LWA from FEMA. Well, here you go. A representative out of Florida says he thinks there's 5 to 6 weeks of LWA in every state available for FEMA. Oh my goodness. And he was not using a Larry Kudlow calculator. So who is this man? This angel among us? State senator. Oh, my mistake. He's a state senator. Well, he's still as important in our book because he has money for us. State Senator Jose Javier Rodriguez, who represents District 27 in Florida, says that he believes there is 5 to 6 weeks of FEMA money for every state. I was just like, okay, I can't believe this. He says, Rodriguez says, experts estimate that 5 to 6 weeks will be available if every state in the country applied for the grant program. Well, they're not. So does that mean there's 6 to 7 weeks available? Oh my goodness, this is just, I'm gonna press end on this recording and it'll be at 8 weeks. You just know what's gonna happen. The FEMA pot of money is limited, Rodriguez said. Most states have applied, so I don't know exactly how many weeks remain, but FEMA has told everyone that they only guarantee the first 3 weeks. They're not guaranteeing past that because there's disaster relief monies that need to be available for disaster relief. No and no. It's just, okay, maybe I should not have read that part of that quote. That's just all wrong. I'm so sorry, Mr. Rodriguez. First of all, FEMA initially said it only had 3 weeks of benefits. It has since revised that comment. And second, it's not particularly true or clear. It's not for certain that LWA is taken from a pot that's also for disaster relief, and that, the fact that a hurricane hit would pull from your LWA money. That has never been indicated in recent days. But his comment is really quite shocking, because if you watched this channel every day on the last few days, one day I'm on Friday I'm at 4 weeks ecstatic, and then Saturday morning I'm ecstatic 5 weeks, and Saturday evening I'm ecstatic 6 weeks, and now it's like, okay, do we hear 8? The day started with yesterday started with Arizona now indicating they have money for 6 weeks, and that they are paying 6 weeks, but that they also have some money for a 7th week. They're not sure if they're going to pay the week for the 7th. If they do, they said they would have to take a loan on it, so they're not sure they're going to do that. But this is incredibly great news. Now, remember, Arizona was the first state to apply. So the way it works is the first states that apply get the most amount of money. The question is, we have never known how much money that is. Of course, the viewers of this channel indicated to me on, Thursday, that they had been told by Texas that they're getting 5 weeks, and they showed 5 weeks in their accounts. That was on Thursday. And understand that Arizona reported 6 weeks over the weekend. So every single day that passes by, it just keeps on getting better. I mean, it's a state holiday today. It's a federal holiday today, so no one's going to be updating their numbers today. But as we start into Tuesday, will states be all at 6 weeks? It's very likely. Let me explain what's going on. And I've explained it before, but I want to make it very, very clear. When FEMA was tasked to do this by the president by creating an executive order which established LWA, FEMA initially had to respond to questions about how much money there was and also respond to how to apply. And they said, get your applications on file, states. And so they told states, get your application on file. Then the first states came in. Arizona was first. Missouri was third. There was a few states. There was really, I think it was 3 states the first day. The next few states came about a few days later. And FEMA said at that point, we have money for at most 3 weeks, but we may not even have 3 weeks. It appeared, and this is the sad situation about it, FEMA has never explained to us why they said that, but it appears the reason they said that is they presumed that every state was going to apply for the program. I mean, why would a federal agency presume that states would not like a program because they don't like the president, because they're partisan? They're not going to say that. They're just going to assume that everyone's going to follow what the president did, whether they're a Democrat-run state or not. So I think that's generally what happened, was FEMA assumed that every state was going to participate in LWA. And so when they said the first week, we really think there's 3 weeks at most, and maybe the first few states will get 3 weeks and everyone else will get 2 weeks. That's probably what happened. Of course, there's that one troll that had to jump into the comments or somewhere that said, you said we're only getting 3 weeks. I never said anything. It's not my bank account, folks. It's FEMA. I'm reporting what FEMA's telling you. I'm not writing the checks to you. So I don't know how much money they have. I don't know how many people applied. You know, and to defend FEMA, it's not just how many states applied, it's also how many citizens in those states are on unemployment benefits at the time at which they apply. I mean, it's a very complicated way to estimate things. It's just not very apparent. So what does that mean? How many weeks am I going to get? And what's happening with FPUC 2.0? And when would I see FPUC 2.0 money? Okay, let's get to all those incredible details. First, LWA will pay you likely, well, let's say this way. LWA will definitely pay you 4 weeks. It will likely pay you 5 weeks. It may pay you 6 weeks, and it's unlikely to pay you 7 weeks. How's that? I like that. The earlier states are going to be paying 6. The middle states, which were in the teens, you know, states applied like number 10 or 12 or 14 or 16. 10 is not teens, dude. Yeah, I know, like 13. You get the point of what I'm saying. They'll likely have 5 weeks, and that anyone else after that will likely have 4 weeks. California. It's late to the, you know, they're out surfing or doing something. So that's the great news. The states that are adding the $100 add-on have not changed. It still remains Kentucky, Kansas, Vermont, Montana, and West Virginia. How do I always remember that? So they are adding the $100 on top of that. No other states have really announced that they're joining the program for that. That is incredible, great news. When would you see the LWA money? Well, in Arizona, they already have it. Dallas, Texas, Austin, Fort Worth, they already have their money too. California says they're sending out the money soon, starting this week. Some have gotten some of it, apparently. Some is coming. Some will take more than a week to get there. So have patience. Some people are just getting faster. All right, FPUC. FPUC 2.0. Let's get to the incredible news on FPUC 2.0. Boy, it's just a hot mess express and a hot day here. FPUC 2.0 will be debuted this week in that stimulus bill to be introduced to the Senate by Senate Republicans that Mark Meadows represents. That'll get approved in 1 week. Now, if you watch the first video on this channel on Afternoons LALATE, I went over the president's incredible trashing of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, in which he basically tees up but doesn't use the words executive order. I mean, if you've not followed this president, or if you've not followed this channel, or are new to this channel, there are certain words the president says and certain things the president does before he does it. And those words he made today were clearly indicative of him teeing up an executive order. For what? Well, FPUC. FPUC 2.0. The question is where the money for FPUC 2.0 would be. Now, this is really a big question. Can he do FPUC by executive order? At the moment, I don't know how. And here's the problem. His comments on Friday talked about a $300 billion fund he had found that was sitting around for COVID-19. That amount of money seems to suggest it's for stimulus checks, not for FPUC 2.0. I did the calculation on camera. I told you the number of citizens who got the first stimulus check divided into 300 billion. It came to 1875. So I basically said, hey, there's enough for a $1,200 stimulus check in here. Okay, where's the FPUC money going to come from? LWA is running out. So LWA is not going to work after. It's not going to be. It's not going to have any funds in the account come middle of September. Now, does the president have something else up his sleeves? I just don't know. Can I predict it? I can't. There has been nothing indicated for numbers-wise where the president would be able to pull funding for an FPUC 2.0 extension from. As you understand, because you watch this channel, the need to get congressional approval is when you're sending out money from Treasury, IRS, Steve Mnuchin's department. LWA didn't come from Treasury, it came from FEMA. The $300 million that he identified last week is believed not to be Treasury money. So is there other money just sitting around that he has identified that he can send out for enhanced unemployment benefits if the bill introduced this week into the Senate by Senate Republicans, into a Senate dominated by senators who will approve the bill, falls apart when it lands in the House, which is run by Democrats next week? Don't know. We really don't know. And so if you watched that video earlier today on Afternoons LA where I talk about two paths for checks by executive order or by bill, for FPUC, I don't know if there's funds for the FPUC to go by executive order. And if you look at the president's tweets, no less than, 3 weeks ago, where he said, I'm ready to send out money for FPUC, he didn't say that he had that money sitting around somewhere. Is it him just simply just not telling his entire story? The history of this president is that when he's about to move, he tells you that he's about to move and that he's allocated the funds and he found the funds. In the case of FPUC, he has not said that. He has said that he wants the funds to go out. Steve Mnuchin last week, this weekend, said that we need to put money in the hands of American workers right now. That's FPUC. That's not stimulus. That's FPUC. When someone's saying put money in the hands of workers, that means FPUC. So where would it be coming from? I don't know. So what is the future of FPUC? Well, it's going to get approved in the standalone bill, in the bill being introduced this week by the Senate, and then Mark Meadows claims are going to get approved by the House next week. That's his representation. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know what's going to happen. All I do know is that we have our hashtag, Seats for Stimulus. Seats for Stimulus is really a hashtag more important than ever, especially for FPUC. Why? Because it is those people in the House who are Democrats who wrote Pelosi, who wrote Chuck Schumer, before Carol Maloney wrote that postal standalone bill, and everyone was called back into town and said, you know what, we have a problem, Pelosi. We have a problem that we do not have enhanced unemployment benefits in our state. FEMA's going to run out, and you need to do something with a standalone bill for enhanced unemployment benefits. This was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, written by Democrats, 200 of them, 300 of them, telling their leadership person, you need to do something about this right now. And what'd she do? Nothing. She absolutely took the letter and threw it out the window and said, we are unified as a caucus. You're not unified as a caucus. That's crap. That's just a made up lie. You're not unified as a caucus. 300 people just told you to do something and you said, we're not doing that. We're unified as a caucus. No, you're unified in your mindset. They're not unified with you. So seats with stimulus is so important because you need to tap into those representatives in the Democratic House who wrote her and said, give enhanced unemployment benefits to our citizens of my state right now because they're out of jobs and their LWA is running out. Or maybe they didn't get LWA because they don't qualify for that $100 minimum threshold. And so that's why you need to ramp up the push, because with that issue, more than any others, the Democratic caucus is not aligned. It is falling apart. It's going to be a very, very rocky couple of days. So as FPUC is introduced this week, we'll see if it's $400, we'll see if it's $300. We know a couple things about it. We know that it will expire in December. We know that it'll be retroactive. We know that it'll supplement LWA. We don't know its number. We don't know what will happen to PUA. We don't know what will happen to UI. But for now, we know a lot. And knowing that is what's promising for us. On a day in which I literally feel like someone is like lighting kerosene on my feet because it's so friggin' hot here. You have no idea. I think I deserve a subscribe. So if you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Give the purple guy a subscribe. Not purple, the purple shirt guy a subscribe and alert. If you think you're subscribed but you don't see a red button next to your name, you're not publicly subscribed. Very bad for you. So what you need to do is go into the pinned comment to this video, look at it, and it gives you a link on YouTube how to make sure you're publicly subscribed. It's basically unsubscribing and resubscribing. Make sure you're publicly subscribed. I respond to people who have a red dot next to their name before other people because I know you're part of the community. Purple power. And then coming after that, give a like to this video. A like really helps because it helps this video appear higher in the rankings. You've been doing a really good job about it. The algorithm likes videos that appear higher in the rankings based upon likes because it says that the video was helpful in providing information on that subject matter. It also helps other viewers who are trying to find information who have never found this channel to find this channel and to grow the channel as well. Coming up next is Rent, a video you really have to watch because it goes over really what you have to do to ensure you get the eviction moratorium. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay focused, and stay at LA for more.